I'm trying to find out, is my side full of BS
Yes.
as much as I think your side is full of? What do you think about showing your ID when you vote?
Why? Why would you do that?
It demonstrates you're a true American citizen, and then you have a right to vote.
How the f did you register to vote if you're not an American citizen?
I heard there was quite a few dead people that voted the last.
That's true. They were legally registered to vote and alive when early voting started.
I was curious to see what your reaction to it would really be.
And boy, did I not fall for your bait, did I?
You did, man.
Internet grifters, people like Tim Pool, they're not doing journalism. They're telling their audience what they want to hear. Because the more they confirm their audience's biases, the more money they make.
You know, man, you make sense.
You right, I do.
You're a far more complex dude than you look like on the screen right here.
What in the does that mean?
You got a scruffy beard, you're pulling out a bog or whatever. There's a lot more brains behind that image.
Oh shit, we got Corey. Oh fuck, I do have a missed call. Didn't even see it. I did not hear it ring. Well, come on, give me a call back. Let's do this. Corey, my man. I'm ready. Yeah, what's going on? Corey, right?
However,
Yeah.
What's going on, Corey?
Hey. Well, how's it going, man? I've been able to, I finally saw the number pop up there and was excited to be able to give you a call and chat with you.
Oh, you could have said something in the chat, because, like, there's commands and everything. They'll have the number.
Yeah, I just saw that. I obviously just put that in the chat and figured I'd. Anyhow, I wasn't sure how this whole thing worked, but I'm learning.
It's all good. It's all good. So what's on your mind, man? Have you been watching? You got anything in particular you want to talk about?
No, I've been watching a little bit, and you know, I'm cracking up watching you take a couple takes on your bong bear. We're very opposite people, but hey, man, I respect your right to do whatever.
What do you mean opposite
you seem
people?
like
Well, you don't like token up?
No, man, probably the strongest thing I put in my body is caffeine, and I do a lot of endorphins. But that's
my
about
friend.
it.
Caffeine is far worse for you than pot.
Really? Justin, this will make you laugh, but I took a trip out to, I guess it's New Mexico, and I guess weed is legal out there, and I went into the store just fascinated by it. So anyhow, I didn't buy anything, but you know, we're a little bit different. But hey, man, the last thing I heard you talking about was being libertarian, and I'm with you on that one, man. I think people ought to be able to.
Oh, I didn't say I was libertarian.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you said you were.
Well, I was talking about how we watched the Libertarian Convention.
Yeah,
and I've voted
okay.
Libertarian because it's the strongest third party in my state.
I got you. So
here's the thing. Okay, so I would have called myself a libertarian when I was a younger man back in my when I was 20, 21, 22, right?
Right.
That's usually people who consider themselves libertarian come from a more affluent background, and they are divorced from what the reality is for working class people, and that's how they're able to have libertarian views. Once you get out and you see, I had this argument with a libertarian. He called in one time, and he was telling me that you could get $3,000 a month in food stamps.
Oh, yeah!
To which I had to point out to him, no, the most you can get in food stamps is $200 a month. And then he was like, well, there's other people, or there's other programs, and the government's giving out money. I was like, well, name these programs. And he couldn't, because there aren't.
Okay.
So libertarians just usually don't understand how anything works. They're operating on false assumptions.
My very basic understanding of libertarianism is that they pretty much want you to be able to take care of yourself with as little government involvement as possible.
Okay, well that's
how accurate am I with that?
So that is this American conception of rugged individualism, libertarianism. Robert Nozick, the actual father of libertarian thought, who I would recommend you read if you want to actually, understand libertarianism. He had what he called the problem of initial just acquisition.
Okay.
So if all contracts are valid unless the thing I'm signing if you and I enter into a contract, that contract is valid as long as I had initial just acquisition of the thing that I'm entering into a contract with you, right? But if anywhere down the line somebody had that property robbed from them, then there was no initial just acquisition. And pretty much that applies to everything, like the land in the country, right? So we came in and we stole it from the natives. So we didn't have initial just acquisition. So what you have to do is solve the problem of initial just acquisition before you can actually have a true libertarian society. Or otherwise, you're just living in, a fucking aristocracy.
Okay. Well, what kind of the comments that we were going back and forth talking on?
Why are you just going off from the libertarianism, man?
Okay, well, let's go back to libertarian. I really, I picture look. I'll tell you that my understanding of the definition of libertarianism is very fundamental. I picture libertarians being like, hey, man, if you want to smoke weed, smoke weed. But if you get into harder drugs and you get hooked on this and it destroys your life, well, you made your decision and tough luck for you.
Well, you're totally looking at this the wrong way, because a libertarian would tell you about how if you legalize all drugs, you'll cut down on drug usage, you'll cut down on overdoses. That's one of my first economics professor was a libertarian, and that was the very first class. Was like, here's why you want to legalize all drugs, and it was because of the benefits. Like, so I don't like this idea, this personal responsibility thing, man. Like, it really it gets at my craw, because we live in a society. Like, I had this libertarian call in the other day, and he was wanting to bring up this time that he was at an airport, and I don't even remember, it was in Brussels or some shit. And he got upset that they wanted him to show his visa. And I'm like, brother, that's
bogus.
That's just the price of living in a society. You trade some of your individual liberty, freedom for the society. If you don't want to have to show your ID in an airport, don't fucking fly in an airport. Go live. If you don't want to pay taxes, go live off the fucking grid.
I'm good with that. What do you think about showing your ID when you vote?
Why? Why would you do that?
To demonstrate that you're a true American citizen, and then you have a right to vote.
How the fuck did you register to vote if you're not an American citizen?
Then why would you be afraid to show your ID?
Why the fuck? How did you register to vote if you're not an American citizen?
But could not.
How did you register to vote if you're not an American citizen? That's the thing that dumb fuck right-wingers can never answer. Because the thing is you have to prove you're an American citizen to register to vote.
Why is it that big of a deal, though?
Because it's trying to solve a problem that doesn't exist. I already answered your question, so why should you have to show an ID?
You're not a registered citizen, though. I mean, you go in there, you're like, hey, give me a ballot, and you're not demonstrating that you have a right to vote.
Have you voted before?
Yeah.
You don't just go in and say, hand me a ballot. That's not how it works. You tell your name. You can have I have shown my voter registration. That's what I show when I go in. They check your name on the rolls. Boom, boom, boom. Vote. That's all there is to it. Like, there's no way for somebody to go in and vote multiple times.
You walk up there, you tell them your name, and they give you a ballot, and then you go vote, right?
They're checking their voter registration when you go. They have rolls right there in front of you. They check it off. Okay. You understand that, right?
But the thing is, though,
what is the problem you're trying to solve?
Maybe my neighbor.
What is the problem you're trying to solve?
Integrity in voting.
But there is no problem with this. Voter fraud is very rare, and almost all the cases are accidents. People just voting by accident. Have you looked this shit up, dude?
People that voted last election.
Do what?
I heard there was quite a few dead people that voted the last election.
Every single one of them was, because that's true. I did the stories right here on the Troll Patrol. They were legally registered to vote and alive when early voting started.
Okay. I don't have a depth of knowledge in that, but I still want you to
Because you just listen to
Answer me
surface
this
level
question.
right-wing bullshit. If you're actually curious, why wouldn't you go, that sounds like a dumb fuck claim. Let me go check and make sure that's correct before I repeat it. That sounds absurd that dead people voted, doesn't it?
Okay.
Like, on the surface, that sounds absurd, right?
I want to go back to the question of why we show our voter ID.
Why would we?
Show some sort of, why would we? Because you may go up and you're wanting to vote for Kamala, and I go up and I go, hey, my name is Justin. Now give me a ballot. And I vote in your name, but my vote is for Trump. What would you think of that?
Okay, you're going to have to tell... You're going to have to show a registration, or you're going to have to tell my address or something. And that is one vote.
I could get your address.
Say that one person does that. How does that affect an election?
Is not my vote a sacred thing?
But this doesn't happen.
I would have stolen your vote if I did that without showing my voter ID.
But this doesn't happen.
Why we show voter ID.
Why would people do that? Also, you're talking about a local precinct. You're going down here and voting at like your church or your community center.
You get a bunch of people
like,
who
are with a fucking woman that probably knows everybody in the community. To be honest with you,
you get a bunch of cheaters out there. Like, let's say a whole bunch of Trump people show up. Oh, we're going to show those liberals out there. We're going to show those Kamala people.
They tried to do that. They got prosecuted in the last election.
We go in there.
One of Trump's attorneys that actually argued one of his fucking election fraud claims. What was that dude's name? Chad, help me. He voted in Florida and Georgia, and he got prosecuted for it.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's what happens.
He cheated.
Like this, there is no like this idea of voter fraud.
You can't cheat.
No, he voted twice, and then people realized he voted twice. They went back and checked the rolls.
Okay.
Brother, there is no, like, have you ever looked up and seen what the percentage of voter fraud is?
I have not, no.
It is insanely minuscule. It's a problem that doesn't exist.
I've heard excerpts from Dinesh D'Souza's, what is it?
Dinesh D'Souza is a convicted felon for fraud. You are an idiot if you listen to anything Dinesh D'Souza says. His movie had to be taken down because he got sued for defamation and lost. Go try to find 2,000 Mules. You can't anymore. Why? Because it was complete fucking bullshit. Why do you listen to grifters on the internet?
Never thought of them as grifters.
My friend, if somebody is trying to get you worked up, selling you a fucking load of horse shit to get you angry and motivated, especially politically, you need to be skeptical of those claims.
I am skeptical. I am skeptical more for the conservative side.
Are you skeptical of those claims?
You know why I'm right now talking with you? Because I'm wondering if there's another truth out there, and I have to put my ideas up against your ideas.
There's not another truth. There is truth.
There's always different truths. Well, there's different interpretations of the truth. There's different ideas. Look, I think Republicans and Democrats, in their heart, they both have the best intention for the country.
I believe Trump is a goddamn psychopath. I believe J.D. Vance is a sociopath financed by Peter Thiel. And I have a mountain of evidence to prove that.
And you don't think something similar about Kamala Harris?
No, she seems like a normal person. Any politician has some sort of sociopathic tendencies. You have to have it in order to do the job.
Right. I agree with you there.
That's the only people with thick enough skin to be able to withstand the criticism.
Agree.
She's just a normal fucking person, dude. Like, J.D. Vance is a venture capitalist, as far away from as me as I could. He claims to be from my hometown, man, and he's not. He's a fucking rich little asshole that went to Yale, and he claims to be from Appalachia, wrote a fucking book exploiting my fucking people. A venture capitalist that went to Yale that is Peter Thiel's puppet. Do you know who Peter Thiel is?
No, I don't.
Well, then you should fucking look him up.
Peter
Thiel.
Or Shill?
Peter Thiel. Thiel. Peter Thiel. Oh, it'll pop up. He is a multi-billionaire. And he is literally the guy that is pulling the strings on the Trump campaign. He's also the guy that killed Gawker. He financed the Hulk Hogan trial.
Okay. So, what? Ask me a question, man. Ask me another question. This is fun.
Well, ask me a question.
One of the things I brought up in our YouTube discourse was about electric cars.
Yeah, man, that was wild to me. You were like, one of the reasons I support Trump is because he supports electric buses. And I'm like, Trump just did a flip-flop on any kind of electric vehicles just a couple of months ago. My side's been advocating for electric vehicles for 30 years, and then all of a sudden you're like, electric vehicles are horrible. Do you know how much environmental impact of a lithium mine? Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, Flash, you talk to him too.
Don't you think it's stupid, though, that they're talking about you got Wi-Fi on there and you can charge your phone with the USB outlet?
Do you think this is new technology?
No, I don't. That's why I didn't understand why it was such a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
Absolutely stupid.
You know, cars have Wi-Fi and chargers now, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Do you?
I do.
I'm voting. You told me, literally, one of the reasons you're voting for Trump is because you want chargers on electric buses.
And that's stupid, isn't it?
For you to say that? Yeah.
Okay. And the whole idea that, we have, with electric buses, we have USB chargers.
That was your argument. You liked that. You said you wanted to...
I was curious how you would react to it.
I don't understand what your point is.
I just thought it was really stupid to talk about having Wi-Fi in a bus and a USB charger.
You're the one that brought it up. I thought it was stupid.
Okay, good. So I was trying to see how you would react to that, and you agree it's stupid.
Did I?
You just said it's stupid that...
No, I thought it was stupid that you brought it up.
Okay.
I don't care if buses have chargers.
Is it worth talking about, though? I mean, like, if you were a politician, would you stand out there and go, hey, we have electric buses, and there's Wi-Fi on there, and you can charge your phone through the USB?
If I was like a city mayor and I was like giving a press conference on the new buses my city had, yeah.
Okay.
The fuck are you talking about, dude? You brought it up.
I know I brought it up. I wanted to see how you would react to it.
What does that mean, how I would react to it?
If you would think it was as stupid as I thought it was stupid, that it was said that we would have electric buses that
Who
have
said
Wi-Fi
anything about electric buses with Wi-Fi and USB?
Kamala Harris.
When?
It's a direct quote from her.
Okay.
It's a direct quote from Kamala Harris.
Okay, cool.
I just wanted to see if you thought it was as stupid as I did, and if I said Kamala Harris said it, you would probably mean that you support her. You would then go, hey, that's an intelligent thing to say. But if I said Trump said it, I was curious to see what your reaction to it would really be.
And boy, did I not fall for your bait, did I?
You did, man. You did. You really did. I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was like, all right. This Justin guy didn't fall for my bait. And
yeah,
so
do you want to know why? Because what you were
Why?
doing is a logical fallacy. And I have a degree in philosophy and I'm trained in logic. So I knew exactly what you were doing. It's a dirty rhetorical tactic.
Okay. All right. Well, you didn't fall for it, man. I compliment you on that.
Well, it's almost like I'm media trained and been doing this for a couple of decades.
Is that long? How long you been in the business?
Yes, sir. Since I was 16.
Okay.
Started in 2000.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, anyhow, my compliments for he's not following. Look, I thought when Kamala Harris said it, and if Trump said it, I would think it's stupid. Why?
What
are we
did she say
about?
it in regards to? What?
It was something like, "We now have electric buses."
Was she touting it as
electric buses? There's Wi-Fi, and guess what, everybody? By your seat, there's a USB charger. Isn't that wonderful? You can charge your phone, so when you get home, your phone is charged because on the electric bus, there's a USB outlet. And I was like, that's completely ridiculous. Why would you even announce that?
Or was that,
just like you said,
was she in a city that had just gotten new buses because of fucking investment from the Build Back Better Act?
I have no idea where she was, but she said it, and I thought it was absolutely ridiculous that she said it.
Would it be ridiculous if she was in a city that just got new buses because of the Build Back Better Act?
It absolutely would be, because you and I both agree that Wi-Fi and USB chargers have been around for quite some time. They're internal combustion-driven engines. And why in the world would you tout that as some accolade?
If the city had new buses because of a specific bill that she was in support of.
If the city had new buses that they just got electric
because of a bill passed by the
about,
Biden administration. Do you understand?
I would talk about the efficiency, the technology.
But she's a politician, and she's talking about things that people can see there in their lives. And also, I'm pretty sure she didn't say it that way, and you exaggerated to try to make her sound stupid.
Man, she did. No, I like literally copied word for word what she said, changed the words.
I doubt it, and I almost guarantee if I was to look it up, she is touting a municipality that has new buses because of the Infrastructure Act that the administration passed.
I don't know what the context of it was, but anybody then you talk about.
Okay, if you didn't know the context, then why would you try to mock it? Doesn't that make you look stupid?
No, it doesn't, because anyone who says, "Oh, it's got Wi-Fi," and
Joey says that is not what she said.
I'll have to look it up when my hands are free sometime, or not. I'm not just sitting here talking, and I can send you the exact quote that she said.
She said, "No exhaust." This is the exact quote. "No exhaust, no diesel smell. The bus has Wi-Fi and even USB outlets next to every seat." I mean, come on. Can you imagine? You can charge your phone on your way home from work. Now, once again, if this is
pretty much what I said, like, and if you read what I wrote in there,
and that makes perfect sense. If that was buses that a municipality just got because of investment from the Infrastructure Act that her administration passed, now wouldn't it?
To talk about Wi-Fi and USBs when those have been around for a long time is stupid.
But they weren't on the city buses until they got them because of a fucking investment from the bill that was passed by her administration. Can you admit? Can you admit that adds context and would make it seem like a good thing, right? That would be something she is touting to constituents.
I think any intelligent person would have.
I don't think you're an intelligent person, brother.
I don't really care what you think on that. I'm going to keep on talking and sharing my viewpoint. I think any intelligent politician should be talking about the benefits of an electric bus.
I'm sure she did. Did you just see some little fucking 20-second clip that right-wing media shared out? Did you watch the full fucking thing? How do you know she didn't talk about the efficiency of the buses?
But you got Fingers McFly sitting beside you, and if you would like to bring up any of the other context of that conversation, I'm all ears.
Why should I have to do the critical thinking
because you're
for
the
you?
Guy, you're the talk show host guy. You just had Fingers McFly there check my statement to make sure it was correct. To have Fingers McFly.
I'm trying to explain to you how critical thinking works and how you should be able to think through things and understand it yourself and not fall for bullshit. Because I almost guarantee you saw some right-wing propaganda outlet, the Daily Caller or some shit like that, share it out, mocking it. Like, Kamala's talking about USBs on buses. But I gave you the context. You didn't watch the rest of the speech. You don't know what she did talk about or she didn't. You just took a small section. You did what is called, that's cherry picking. And you made a hasty generalization about it. Two logical fallacies.
With Trump and J.D. Vance?
How am I cherry picking with Trump and J.D. Vance?
I don't know. I'm just asking if you do.
We sat here.
I mean, look,
I watch whole Trump rallies.
I have my side.
How am I cherry picking? If I watch whole Trump rallies, if I watch whole they're all on video on this YouTube channel. If I watch the whole thing, how am I cherry picking?
You're not. You're listening to the whole thing in context. But my question to you was, do you? And if you're looking to the whole thing, then more power to you.
Were you here earlier when I completely debunked the eating your pets thing?
I was listening to that. I disagree with parts of that.
How can you disagree?
Not so much the pet. What I disagree with is I understand that there's a town of 50. How many people are in the town of the Springwood or whatever, Ohio?
It's something like 50, 60, I think.
Okay. You get how many immigrants are they saying have moved in there?
For sure, 5K.
5,000. Okay. And that's where on my journey of really where I'm trying to find out truth. I'm trying to find out, is my side full of BS as much as I think your side is full of?
How is my side full of BS?
Look, both of our sides are full of BS.
No.
They have truth and they have BS.
No.
You cannot tell me that your democratic ideas.
Well, I'm not a Democrat. I'm a leftist.
You're okay, leftist, whatever. But I'm a rightist. You're a leftist.
No, you're a dumb
but
fuck.
You cannot tell me. You call me whatever name you want, but I still want to communicate my ideas to you.
Well, at least you're not a snowflake like most dumb fuck right-wingers.
Okay. Hey, man, I'll never grow if I don't face this kind of thing head on.
Okay, I love that you're willing to grow, but you told me that you listen to podcasters all the time, and you notice what I said to you, right? Don't listen to podcasters.
Are you not a podcaster?
I don't tell
what you are,
brother. Like my chat will tell you. I say constantly, do not fucking listen to me. I go to great pains to be as factual and accurate as I possibly can be, but I still tell people, do not listen to me. I do a fucking show with a troll head.
Okay.
And if you listen to goddamn Tim Pool, Steven Crowder, Ben Shapiro, anybody from the Daily Wire, PragerU, TYT, any of that shit, Vosh, Hassan, don't listen to any of those fucking dumb fucks. Read a goddamn book and learn how to think for yourself. And I told you, read Howard Zinn's People's History of the United States. It's about 700, 800 pages, but it's an easy read. It's long, but it's a very easy read. And that's a good introduction. It's not too heady. And after you read that, come back to me. I can give you more recommendations.
Okay.
Join our Discord. They'll give you recommendations in there. But internet grifters, people like Tim Pool, they're not doing journalism. They're telling their audience what they want to hear. Because the more they confirm their audience's biases, the more money they make. That's why Tim Pool's a multimillionaire. So it's not about educating people or doing good journalism, because in this fractured media environment, you can go and find whatever flavor to match whatever the fuck you want to confirm beliefs you have. Right?
You know, man, you make sense.
You goddamn right I do.
On that one, if you're in the media business and you want a good listening, you have people's ideas and you just reverberate their ideas to them and you get a bigger following and you make more money. But there are a few people out there like me that will question their ideas, that will question what they really believe.
You keep saying that you're questioning, but like you weren't talking to me in a way that was inquisitive. You were trying to argue with me about shit that was just right-wing talking points.
I have my ideas, and I'm laying them out, and I'm giving you the opportunity to communicate your ideas to them, and then I have to go, maybe my ideas are wrong, but I'm not going to just roll over and go, all right, Justin, all of a sudden I believe everything you believe.
Well, I don't want you to believe. I wouldn't expect you to believe everything I believe. I want you to have critical thinking skills so that you don't fall for bullshit.
And critical thinking means we have to weigh several viewpoints, which is why I'm talking to you.
No, that is not what critical thinking is. It is learning how to apply the rules of logic so that you don't fall for nonsense, man. That's what I told you about the logical fallacies, man. The reason why I didn't fall for your trap is that you had a loaded question. You were trying to evoke some kind of response for me. I never fall for that shit because I always go back to the framing that I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you want to bring up electric vehicles, and I talked about the advocacy that my side has done for electric vehicles.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I love the idea of alternative energy. I mean, man, I get more excited about insulation in my house than a nice countertop.
Hey, man, that's awesome.
I get excited about putting trees around my house so that I don't have to run my AC as much. I can tell you that if I go up on my roof where the sun hits, it's 150 degrees. And if I put a little legal-sized pad over that meat thermometer, it drops to 120 degrees, which tells me if I put trees around my house, I don't have to spend as much in my power bill.
Absolutely.
I love the idea of efficiency and energy saving.
Yeah.
However,
Republicans
I do not think... I'm a Republican, so not all of us are like that. But I do not think that electric cars at this point make very much sense.
I'm indifferent on electric cars, to be honest with you. I mean, like, the solutions that we face going forward, you know, we have to have a mix. No one thing is a magic bullet, right? So it has. We have to invest in wind. We have to invest in solar and even nuclear. And like my thing with nuclear is I don't trust one government. I definitely don't trust any corporation to do it. But if we had some sort of world organization that's a cooperative between multiple governments, I think we could pull it off.
Okay. All right. Well,
but the problem with our current discussion about energy needs is that politicians on both sides, not just the Republicans, but wholly the Republicans and a good portion of Democrats like Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema are bought and paid for by the fossil fuel industry and the fracking industry.
Okay. Look, I love gasoline. I love diesel. I think
that's a weird thing to say.
Thing in the world. Man, think about what our world would be without it.
I love gasoline. It's just a tool, man.
It is. Just like electric energy is just a tool.
Yeah, that's not a thing to love or hate.
Electric power, I love that too.
That's not a thing to love or hate. It's just a means to an end.
The freedom of transportation it gives you sure is. The opportunities it gives you is.
Okay, fair enough, but it's just a means to an end.
Yeah. But I don't understand why people walk around getting a boner over electric cars all the time when, truthfully...
Buddy, you're talking about people getting a boner over electric cars while, like, these assholes are running these gas guzzlers and actually, like, rolling coal and shit. You don't think that's weird? That's getting a boner over shit. People that drive electric cars might be a little smug, but they aren't getting a boner over them.
They seem really proud of them. The fact that they,
and the people that are rolling coal aren't. Do you see the hypocrisy?
Your big redneck boys who's got the jacked up truck, they're probably pretty proud of their big old redneck mobile. I'll give you that. But Look, I want energy that makes sense and not energy that's about a feel good feeling. But at the end
Well,
of the
then what
day,
you
all
want
we've done
is the government to nationalize the energy sector and take out the profit motive. Much like Sweden. Sweden does that. Go research the energy industry in Sweden and see how much better it is than ours, how much cleaner it is than ours, and how much more efficient it is than ours. And there aren't people making billions of dollars off of it. And beyond that, they make billions of dollars off of it, and then they take that money and they influence our politics. People like Leonard Leo and the Koch brothers and shit. And it's detrimental. We need to get the money out of politics. All right, they have redeemed the points for me to hang up on you, so I apologize.
Man, I enjoyed. No, it's all good. It's been a really good conversation.
It was Corey, right?
Talking to you next week, and I appreciate it, man.
It was Corey.
You're a far more complex dude than you look like on the screen right here.
What in the fuck does that mean?
You got a scruffy beard. You're pulling out a bog or whatever. Man, there's a lot more brains behind that image.
Brother, you don't think like all the great philosophers are out here smoking on bongs and opium and shit with gigantic beards and long hair? Holy fuck.
Well,
you're sheltered, brother.
Because I'm looking at you. Man.
That's what every philosophy professor... Okay, I had one philosophy professor that's kind of uptight and short hair and everything. All the rest of them had long hair and beards and shit.
Yeah.
My friend, you're a little sheltered. But I appreciate you calling in, Corey. Right. It was a lot of fun.
Okay. Have a good one. Bye.
Have a good night, man. PB girl. She was let down that you redeemed the hang up on caller. That was fun. I mean, he was more open than a lot of right wingers that we get on here.